Hey everyone, just wanted to come to you this morning. Lots of crazy changes in the world. I just wanted to share a bit of a personal story, and my goal in doing this is I really want for these newsletters, and I'm going to work to make them more frequent. I'd like them to be an encouragement to you. I just feel like during this current time we're forced fed with so much negative news, and it's really easy to get caught up in the drama and the challenges and the struggle and the concerns about economy and the financial markets and all these different things. And I think the thing that's very interesting is that I firmly believe that we are the stars of our own show. And what I mean by that is that it's so easy to get caught up in my pressures, my obligations, what's happening in my world, what am I gonna do with my kids at home, how is this going to affect my business, how is this going to affect the economy as it relates to my world, what happens if I run out of toilet paper, all these crazy things. And what I found, especially last week, I feel like this has been kind of a ratcheting up system. And as we listen to Donald Trump, as we listen to our Prime Minister Trudeau, what I'm finding is that we're getting so locked into this negative mindset of what this situation could do. And I think I'm learning that it's very important during this time to go back to the basics, maintaining discipline and things like that. I think last week especially, my thought process was, let's try to get as many real estate deals across the line, just in case land title shuts down, lawyers' offices shut down, everybody's locked into their houses. Fortunately, they were all named as essential services, so that's positive. But I think my thing is that I'm so used to coming out and talking about the real estate market and what's happening, and it's not a lot of changes. But I think instead what I'd like to do is become or try to be a source of encouragement to you. So I'm going to invite you. If you're feeling down and out, there's lots of remedies financially that the government is making available. We'd love to give you that information. But honestly, if you would like some encouragement, I'd love to have a chat with you. You can email me anytime, ben@hardyteam.ca, and let's set a time to have a chat. But I thought what I'm going to do on a more regular basis and sending these videos out to you guys is just speak about some of the things that I am doing for myself and my family to help me stay encouraged and optimistic and positive during these times. One of the first things, I went through a difficult time in my life several years back. I went through a pretty hard divorce, and many of you know about that already, but I think one of the things that I learned during that time is that I either will default to my natural human nature, which is negative. I'm gonna get caught up in where I lack or my frustrations or my anger or whatever else. And I learned during that time that I really need to focus on creating a positive mentality and really maintaining that for the strength of my family, for my business, for myself personally. And one of the things that I actually started doing a while back, and I've kept it consistent to this day, is actually keep a gratitude journal. And what I find is that if I can put my focus on what are the positive things that are happening in my life, as opposed to just letting my mind stay on the negative, it really helps me get through the day. We've got so many things that we can be absolutely grateful for. And I find what that did for and does for me on a daily basis is it helps me to maintain that positive, optimistic outlook about things in the face of adversity. I think that's one thing, one little talking point for today that I'd like you to take away is that maintaining a daily discipline. I do it first thing in the morning. I wake up early, I go through my routine. I'm gonna do another video about my daily routine as well. Not that I'm saying that I've got everything figured out, but if I can be any sense of encouragement to you, I'd love to do that. So I wake up, go into my gratitude journal. I've got a number of different things. Again, I'll walk you through it at some point here very soon. But anyways, I'd really encourage you to do that. Just take some time, even if it's 10 minutes. What are the things that I can be grateful for in my life? It can be health, strength. It can be the fact that you're focused or creative or whatever it is. I'm grateful for my spouse. I'm grateful for the relationship that we have. I'm grateful for my kids and for their health and all these different things. There's so many things that we can focus on to be grateful for during this time. And the other thing that I've learned, especially coming through last week, I feel like I was drinking from a fire hose with all of the news that was coming out, the negativity and all these like bleak, scary thoughts about what's going to happen to our world. And the reality is we are all in this together. We're going to get through on the other side. Pretty sure, thank goodness for a government that's trying to look out for their people. When you're throwing a whole bunch of money at people like the government's doing, and certainly there's lots of people that need it to bridge the gap, to come through this time, it's probably going to have a hit on the economy. But one of the things that I learned, especially coming through last week, is that it's important for me not to get sucked into this vortex of listening to the news. I learned that a long time ago. When you're driving in your car, don't be listening to the news. If it bleeds, it reads. It's a statement that, the news is all about. It's negativity. Our mindsets are naturally going to gravitate to the negative. We want to know what the worst case scenario is for ourselves. So what I learned how to deal with the news is I read it. I don't listen to it. Try to turn off the TV. Try to turn off the radio. And what I do is I've got a couple different sources for the news that I listen to. And I'll share those as well. But one of the main ones, I actually subscribe to The Economist. And I just find that it gives a very balanced perspective. There's not as much bias because it's world news. The magazine, when it comes, it's got the intro page. And I just quickly read through that, gives me an overview of what's happening in the world. And let's be honest, one of the things that we're not dealing with in or hearing from the news is the positivity. In The Economist this morning, one of the articles was about how South Korea has actually gotten on top of COVID-19 without, complete shutdown. And that's positive news. The other thing that we're not hearing about is there's more people that are recovering from COVID-19 than are actually dying from it. But I think it's very easy. We hear about that little ticker, that has the number of deaths worldwide, and it's scary. If we focus on these different things, it's going to take us down this negative vortex. And I just think it's very important during this time that we maintain our optimism. We're going to get through this. We're going to find a way. Life will continue to go on. The sun will shine the next day, even if it's raining. Hey, we can be grateful for that. Let's start with those two things. I would encourage you guys. Let's do your gratitude journal on a daily basis. And I really encourage you, let's try to read the news instead of listen to it. I promise you it's going to do positive things for your headspace. The next video I'm going to talk a little bit about kids' routine. This is something that my wife Miranda and I have struggled a little bit with. What are we going to do? The kids are out of school, working out of the house. The kids are on top of me. We're still getting bombarded with this whole Dad, I'm so bored. What do I do here? But again, I think it'd be great, just to, I'd like to share some of the ideas that I've had, and maybe you can incorporate it into your life and help the flow of your day. So, as much as we are realtors and we're here to help you with all of your real estate needs, I'd like to also be a source of encouragement to you during this time as well. So again, if I can encourage you, email me, ben@hardyteam.ca. I'd love to have a chat with you. We'll get on a call and talk about what you're going through. We've actually also started doing, for the first time ever, yesterday I did 2 market evaluations over the phone. I got to figure out how to properly use Zoom, but anyways, it's tough times happen. We got to adapt and keep moving forward. So again, grateful for you guys, grateful for all of your support. We want to be here to support you during this tough time, and together we'll get through it. Anyways, hope you have a great day, and we'll look forward to coming back to you soon.